Good morning, everyone. On this beautiful day, I'm excited to welcome you to the ceremonial groundbreaking celebration for the Richmond Library and Residences. Today is an exciting milestone for our community, a day that has been several years in the making, and a day that some people honestly probably thought might not ever happen. Today, we recognize the largest public-private partnership in the history of the city of Richmond, the largest investment made in our downtown, and one of the largest construction projects ever in New Richmond. It's a day to reflect and thank the countless individuals who have worked together to make this project a reality and to look ahead to the future and the possibilities and opportunities that lie ahead. My name is Noah Wiedenfeld. I've had the great fortune of serving the Richmond community for the past 9 years. In 2021, the City Council tasked me with serving as the project manager for the building project. It's been an honor to be a part of this endeavor and to work alongside so many of you. While today means a lot to me as a professional, it's even more special to me as a community member and as a new parent. Today is actually my son's first birthday. I'm planning a birthday party for tomorrow. And it's incredibly rewarding to think about how this project is going to impact not only his life, but think about the thousands of people of all ages, all backgrounds, who are going to walk through the doors of this building for the next decade and more, and the potential that this project has to be a catalyst for good things here in New Richmond. There are several individuals who will be speaking this morning who I will be introducing shortly. However, before we begin, I'd also like to recognize some guests who are in attendance today. And so if you hear your name or your organization called, I would ask you to just briefly stand to be recognized and then to be seated. And out of respect for our time together here this morning, we'll hold all of our applause until the very end. So you don't have to keep standing the whole time. You can just briefly stand, give a little wave, and then sit back down. So first, I'd like to recognize the Richmond Board of Education, any former members of the Board of Education and former administrators. Patrick Olson. Our mayor and city council, any former mayors and former city council alderpersons, our library board of trustees, any former library board members, members of the 360 real estate team, Roger Lunston of Matera, Tim Buda and Lori Zadra of Hoff Builders, Ryan Welka, Morgan Anderson, Elena Sieben from ISG, any representatives from the subcontractors who will be involved with construction on this exciting project. I'd like to recognize Rand Eilts, our Assistant City Administrator and Finance Director, members of our Plan Commission and Community Development Authority, staff for Ellers and Eckberg Lammers, representatives from Wisconsin Credit Union, our staff at the Friday Memorial Library, Karen Smallage and her family. We also have some of our elected officials being represented here today. We'd like to recognize State Representative Gabe Magnifici and Greg Wavernick, Regional Representative on behalf of U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin, Melissa Meschke from the St. Croix County EDC, and if you've tried the coffee and treats, we'd like to recognize the Renholt family and their team at Jeweltown Roastery. Please join me in giving a huge round of applause to all of those individuals. Our first speaker today is our library director, Monica Lavold. Monica joined our team in 2021 and is a strong advocate for public libraries. She's been involved in almost every aspect of this project, from public informational meetings, programs and events, steering committee meetings, and interior design selections. I'm excited to see the great things that Monica and her team are going to be able to do in a modern 21st century library. Please welcome Monica Lavold.
Thank you so much. As Noah introduced me, I'm the director of the library, and I want to start today by acknowledging all of the hard work that so many of you have put into this project. And genuine gratitude from the bottom of my heart for supporting this process, for helping to make this vision of a new library come to fruition. And I especially want to recognize my staff, particularly those who have been here for many years and have helped to articulate this need that we have for a new and beautiful space. So my staff has done an incredible job. But in addition to the gratitude that I feel, I wanted to take just a moment to speak to you about the value of this project and the impact libraries can and do make in their communities. When you think of libraries, you all think of books. And that's really important because books remain and will continue to remain at the heart of our mission to promote literacy, foster lifelong learning, and spark curiosity. But libraries also do so many other things. Libraries contribute to job creation and increase skills by partnering with workforce development, providing resources and spaces for job seekers. This new and beautiful facility will give us the opportunity to provide spaces for virtual interviews, for job skills classes, for exam proctoring, for one-on-one meetings, remote work, and more. Additionally, libraries support community events and tourism. This facility will host cultural events, community gatherings, attract residents and attendees from far away. In the past, we've actually had programs that have brought people as far away as central Minnesota to come to our events. And as part of our mission, we also work to promote digital inclusion and help bridge the digital divide. The library provides free and accessible Wi-Fi on site and also circulates Wi-Fi hotspots for families who lack internet access at home. The library serves as a community hub. We bring people together from all walks of life, all ages and stages, and studies have shown that by building connection and fostering relationships, libraries actually serve a critical role in building community resilience and strength. One of our strategic priorities is focused on lifelong learning, and we offer a vast array of resources that can stimulate curiosity and discovery. Our classes and events teach people skills and encourage learning. And additionally, libraries do provide a safe space for people in the community. We offer a welcoming environment where people can come to study, read, visit, relax, or simply engage with others. It's important to note that there are also underrepresented members of our community, such as English language learners, socioeconomically disadvantaged people, or those with challenges or barriers. And at libraries, they can access materials that may not be available to them anywhere else. In short, libraries are dynamic entities that fuel local economies and support growth and learning. As we move into the future with this beautiful new building, we envision a library that will be a catalyst for progress, access, and connection in our community. So thank you all for being here today to celebrate the beginning of our journey toward a new facility.
Jim Zakowski has served as mayor of the city of New Richmond since 2022 and previously served on the city council for 28 years, during which time he served on many different boards and committees, including the library board. He's one of the most passionate ambassadors for our community that you'll meet. Mayor Zakowski has been a strong advocate of the library building project, and I appreciate all the trust and confidence that he's placed in our team and our process to get this project done. Please give a warm welcome to Mayor Jim Zakowski.
I want to thank you for attending this new beginning for the New Richmond Community Library. You see the big pile of dirt, big hole in the ground? But how did we get here? It didn't happen overnight. This took a lot of time, and I want to tell you about two different journeys that got us here. The first started about 25 years ago. The library board came and said 8,500 square feet in our present library isn't big enough for programming and the needs of the community. So this started the first journey. They looked at numerous sites throughout the years. The first site was the Creamery building down by the dam. We had an engineering study done on that. After the engineering study was done, we found out it couldn't carry the weight of the books. So that one was out. The next was the WeTech building, which is downtown on Minnesota Avenue. It's an old manufacturing building and next to a tavern. So after looking at that, didn't think it would be good for families and kids, wouldn't be the best environment. So we moved away from that one. The next was the industrial park. They looked at lots out there because it was empty land, but it was far from the downtown area, and if kids had a bike there or walk there with a lot of truck traffic, that type of thing, it probably wouldn't have been the best idea. So that one was shot down. We looked at the present library site across from the Civic Center. We looked at either renovating that, adding on, or otherwise tearing it down and building a new building. Well, if that happened, what would happen is the park would have been gone and there wouldn't have been the parking needed. You'd be parking in the neighborhood, or we might have to buy some more houses just to have the parking for that. So we had studies done on that. We had pictures, everything done, and the City Council turned that down, which probably is good when I'm standing here today. We looked at the old Pomida site, which is now Johnson Motors, and we looked at County Market, now St. Croix County Human Services. Neither of those fit the bill, so we passed on from those, even though the library board toured those buildings. We went to the old middle school site right over here, and we looked at the 3-story building there. We had engineering studies done on that, and we had renderings done. Then we got the bill to renovate it. It was over $10 million just to renovate that 3-story. So you can see what happened to that plan. It was bare ground, but now we have this going, which is great. We had 3 or 4 engineering studies done for design and feasibility in this 25 years. I look at Gordon Granruth, our chair or president of the library board, Jeff Peplow. Both of those went through this 25 years ups and downs. They got excited, hey, we're going to be here, and then they got shot down. That was a lot of fun. If I asked those two, talk to them once, see how that went. Highs and lows. This led to the next journey, the journey of partnerships. That partnership started with the school district of New Richmond. The school board believed in this project. They looked at the education piece of this project. They saw what it could do for the community. They sold this to the city of New Richmond for $1, but their attachments, an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, that the project had to start within 3 years. And then something came along. We called it COVID. It stopped everything. What the school board did then was they renewed our contract 3 times until here we are today. The next partnership was the city of New Richmond and 360. That partnership saved in infrastructure saved us probably over several $1 million because we were sharing infrastructure. So that was a great fit with 360. The next partnership was the library board themselves. The library board spent numerous years working on designing the interior of the building, what it's going to look like, hopefully next fall or early spring of 2026. I'm getting different fixes on when that's going to be done. Noah said 26, and I talked to Jeremy from 360, and he thought late fall. So one or the other. But they put a lot of work in this. Monica led this whole procedure, and this went on for numerous years. Again, they didn't know if a library was going to be built. That was the one thing. One time the city looked like they were behind it, and then you turn the page, and maybe they weren't. They're getting mixed signals the whole time. Finally, the city council in May, 6-0, passed a resolution to go forward with the library, to look at bonding for the library. When that happened, that meant the project was going to happen. So finally, after 25 years, the project is happening. I especially want to thank Noah Wiedenfeld, our city administrator, and Rayanne Altz, our finance director. They went through mountains of paperwork, numerous meetings to make sure everything was done properly so we could get to this point. They made sure they crossed the T's and dotted the I's. That was a long task. This went on for years, but again, people should appreciate the paperwork that had to go into this project. So hopefully now, like I said before, thank you for your patience. It's going to pay off. Hopefully now it's either the fall of 25 or the spring of 26. But either way, it's going to be done. This is going to be a great complement to our area around here, a new library. We've got the hockey arena. We've got the center. We've got Citizens Field. And now we're going to have this great library downtown. It's going to help our downtown out, fill our stores up downtown. We're going to have a lot more traffic down here. I want to say one last thing. It took 50 years, over 50 years to build the Stillwater Bridge. It only took us 25 years to get here. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker this morning will be Ray French. Ray is our regional representative with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. This public-private agency is responsible for executing a statewide economic development strategy, attracting new businesses to our state, and helping existing businesses thrive and expand. Please give a warm welcome to Ray French.
Thank you, Noah. Secretary Hughes expresses her deep regrets for missing today. She got about an hour close to here, and the car gave out, so she'll definitely plan to be here for the ribbon cutting in fall of 25. Anyway, yes. So happy to share a few words on her behalf. We're very excited to see this project go forward. This is an incredible milestone for this community. The public-private partnerships are invaluable, and that's the way to get anything done these days. And you guys are doing it, and doing it well here. This is going to set an example for communities around the state. People are going to be looking to New Richmond to say, how did you get that done? And here we are looking at the beginnings. So thank you for your continued work. We're excited to be a small part of the kind of getting over the finish line. Noah and I have been talking for years about how WEDC can best support this project. So we look forward to seeing this come together and get finished in the next year or so. The other big thing, we look at these projects, and I'm similar to Noah. I have kids, and in my community, the library is in the downtown as well, and we're at the library at least once a week for programs and different books and all of the great things that a library has. And so this kind of project, it hits home for me too. And we at WDC, we look at these projects as talent attraction projects and helping communities thrive so that we can continue to grow our state, because this is an incredible asset that you guys are building here. It's going to be housing, it's going to be all of the community services and opportunities that Monica laid out, and it's going to be tied to the downtown. This is exactly the type of thing that moves a community forward. So congratulations to you for getting this far, and I can't wait to come back for the ribbon cutting, and thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Ray. Our next speaker is Gordon Granroth. Gordon has served on the Library Board of Trustees for over 15 years. I don't know the exact date, but served on the board for many years. Currently serves as the Library Board President. He's also been involved for several years with the Friends of the Library, which provides critical support to our library through volunteerism and fundraising efforts. I know he's waited for this day for a very long time, and I appreciate all of his encouragement and the passion for the library. Please welcome Gordon Granrath.
Thank you, Noah. And this is a wonderful day in many different ways. We've all waited for this for many years. And I'm here today to thank a multitude of people, and I'm sure there will be others as the project moves forward. So I'll go through the list that I have, and first of all is the mayor and city council for continued support through the planning stage. The New Richmond School Board, and I know Jim talked about this, for donating the land to the city for $1 and their patience with the timeline. So 360 Real Estate Solutions for making this financially possible with the idea of a multi-use facility. And several people have talked about this as well. ISG and Metera for the design, engineering, and construction that is going on right now. The steering committee for countless hours of work to establish a plan. Thank you. And the library staff for their input into the process. And the public, all of you, for donations and ideas as to what you want in a new library. And Noah, thank you for your hours and hours of support to the library board. He came in almost monthly to give us an update, which was very much appreciated. And at this time, I would like to have the library board members stand up. If you would, please, those that are in attendance. And please join me in giving a hand to all the people in this process. Thank you very much.
Vicki Jovic has served on the Library Board of Trustees for 17 years, if I did my math right. She's very well known and respected former educator here in the Richmond School District and a mentor to many people. I've learned very quickly Vicki has a good pulse of what's going on in the community and what questions people are asking about and what people are asking about at the center in the mornings. And I can still remember several early morning meetings with her and Brian at the school district office at 6:30, 7 in the morning. When we first began talking about what other uses might complement a new library and what the needs are in the community. Vicki has always offered to do anything and everything to help move this project. Please welcome Vicki Jovic.
So today is a summation and a beginning. It is a summation of years, as you've heard, of time, desire, research, and a shared vision for the future. It is through the ambitious and determined efforts of several community teams that we are putting a shovel in the ground, honoring the commitment in New Richmond to lifelong learning. The New Richmond School Board of Education members, led by President Brian Schaefer, the New Richmond Library trustee members with great dedication and enthusiasm, led by Gordon, the New Richmond City Council, each of the members, partnered with Noah Wiedenfeld, who was a pivotal member moving us forward, an ambitious vision, and other committed citizens, many of you here today, who band together, listened to all the citizens to meet the growing needs of our community. They were creative, resourceful, hardworking, and overcame obstacles to move this monumental project forward. There were questions about how we were doing it along the way. I think all of those questions have been answered, and people are looking forward to where we're headed. Today I'm reminded of a favorite quote of mine, one I always posted in my classroom and later in my office. Live as if you will die tomorrow, and learn as if you will live forever. With this groundbreaking, our new library will set us all up to learn and grow as a community now and well into the future. Thank you very much for all of your support and for all of you being here today. Thank you.
As we've discussed this morning, this project would not be possible without the generosity and support of the School District of New Richmond and the Board of Education. It's exciting also that the school district will use the current library once our new building is completed. These are just two examples of the strong collaborative working relationship that has developed over the years between the city and the school district. Brian Schaefer is president of the Board of Education. He has served for over 12 years on the board and personally took it upon himself as a leader to get involved and help move this project forward. Please welcome Brian Schaefer.
Thank you, Noah, and congratulations on this momentous occasion. This is it's beyond words. You know, I'm going to keep my comments brief, but you've heard a lot about the partnership with the New Richmond School District, and I think that is the core of today's conversation and what's happening. But in order for that to happen, as you've heard, it took a lot of people. And I just want to recognize the folks on the New Richmond School Board that stood behind this. I want to first and foremost thank the current and former school board members, administration. I see some current ones here, and I see Patrick Olson over here was really key, I think, in getting us to that next level. And of course, Troy Miller, our current superintendent, picked up the ball and ran with it as well and supported us in moving it forward. And as people come and go, as you know, it's very tough to keep a vision alive. And that is what happened through 25 years of elected officials. They were able to maintain that focus in seeing this project through. Again, it would not have been possible without the district's cooperation in providing this piece of property for this wonderful facility. For those school board members, current and past, and administration, you may not know how much you have touched this project. I just want you to know that every single day you should think about the foundation of this facility was built on the decisions you made and the things you carried forward in order to make this happen. Literally, the foundation. And when you look at the whole behind us, so while I think, as the mayor said, there's a lot of different renditions and a lot of different phases that we encountered. This probably wasn't, and I can tell you from the school board, this was not what we envisioned when we started. Vicki had already mentioned the conversations. There was a vision. This was going to be a library, and what would a library look here? And now you see what a library and a facility and housing looks like. Something that some of us had a hard time overcoming, actually. So we're very proud to see that this came through. We were adamant about this location remaining an educational center for the community for generations to come, just as, if you didn't know, the first school that was built on this site in 1878. So we maintain that history of education and providing for this community. I do want to make a shout out to Vicki and to Noah. It was already alluded to. We had some early morning meetings. As soon as I became president of the school board, Vicki came to me and she was pretty adamant about that. Said, Brian, we need to move forward and we need to get this library project going. And I stepped in right at the beginning of COVID, and we had a memorandum of understanding that needed to be approved or extended. And there was conversations of what do we do? You know, do we stand by the city? And fortunately we did. So thanks for Vicki and Noah. We made some visits to the townships to explain and talk about what does a public-private partnership look like. That is something that really wasn't heard of and talked about a lot. So that was another significant obstacle to overcome. Again, make no mistake, we wouldn't be here today had this not, the collaboration and the public-private partnership occurred. I applaud the City of New Richmond and 360 for their relentless pursuit and success, those as well. I can't recognize everybody, but the City Council, the school board, and so many people that have been already named in making this project, enabling this project to move forward. The school district looks forward to our continued collaboration. Again, we could not have done this. Not a single one of these entities could have done it on their own. So you've heard collaboration, partnership, and that is something that the school district continues to push and to ensure that through this process. I'll recognize, I think Kent Elkin is here, Tim Kufis. The city involved us in the process. We sat down and we looked at renderings and we were able to give our input. And I go, that is collaboration and that is partnership. So we thank you for that. We're looking forward to this building as the community grows, and we congratulate the city once again on this groundbreaking. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mr. Josh Robinson. Josh has 25 years of experience in public education, first as a teacher, then as a principal, and for the past 12 years, he was superintendent for the school district of Frederick. He's also served as an instructor at UW River Falls and on the Northwood Technical College Board. In July of this year, Mr. Robinson was appointed to his current role at the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, where he serves as Assistant State Superintendent for the Division of Academic Excellence and focuses on increasing the success of Wisconsin school children. Please join me in welcoming Assistant State Superintendent Josh Robinson.
Thanks, Noah. I'm really excited to be here today for a number of different reasons. The biggest reason is that I look out into the crowd and I see familiar faces of some really, really good people that I've known for a long time, and it was great to be able to bump into a few of you. Don't leave before saying hi. Would love to have the opportunity to talk for a little bit. As Noah mentioned, I'm in a new role at the Department of Public Instruction. It's extremely exciting. I'm learning a lot. And the main thing that I want to get across today, and for a big reason why I personally wanted to be here, not just because I was invited or the DPI was invited, but I'm a local kid. I grew up in Osceola. I competed against the Tigers all throughout high school. I coached. My wife coaches over in Osceola. She'll be here tomorrow for the cross-country meet. And I had a chance to work with Kelly Stevens, who I saw back here somewhere for many years, and he's just a really, really good guy. And I've always appreciated my time spent in New Richmond, being that local kid. I had a chance to teach some graduate classes out of the high school. As Noah said, I served on the Northwood Technical College Board for 9 years, and I go to the dentist here. And so I'm driving over all the time, and a lot of great people. In fact, I got to meet a really interesting, energetic, impactful person yesterday at the State of Education address. And I'm sure you're all aware of this, but I do want to bring attention to Rachel Savola. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Your high school agri-science teacher, who is the teacher of the year in the state of Wisconsin. And she was able to address down at the Capitol yesterday all of those in attendance, and just did an incredible job and got a standing ovation, talking about just how important our kids and our younger generation are, and all of the things that we can do to support them. So a big shout out to Rachel, and through an extended conversation with her, letting her know that I would be at this event, and we started talking about this incredible library that's going up, I realized that I taught for a year with her high school principal, who was also in attendance. We taught together over in Amory for a year. And her name was Nicole Hexam at the time. So I just want to give a shout out to the educators here. School board president did a masterful job in talking about the collaboration and the partnership that happens over time, over 25 years, to make this a reality. And I'm sorry that I'm a little bit late because apparently the groundbreaking already happened and I missed it. So, you know, we're surrounded by just incredible people, and I think as great as the structure is going to be, I think it's the programming and the people that are going to make this what you want it to be for this community, and realistically the region. It's not just going to serve New Richmond, that's clear, and I think there's probably ambitions that it will serve a much greater, wider reach than just the New Richmond district. And that's what's been so great about New Richmond over the years. We look at the leader that you've been in building your school facilities, supporting Northwood Technical College here, all of the expansion that you've seen, and we just don't know what types of opportunities those are going to open up for our next generation. And I'm so excited to hear that there's this strong partnership and collaboration, not only in getting the project done, but what it will become with the school district. I think that's incredibly important. There are two, what I've learned in my time at DPI so far is that there's two phrases that we repeat over and over when we're talking about public libraries at the DPI. And the first is that while you might not read every book in the library, there should be a book for everybody in the library. So that's number one. The second one is that libraries are the one place you can go everywhere without having to go anywhere. And I think that just makes a lot of sense. And I again want to thank everybody for having me here today. And just know that I'm incredibly encouraged, and I speak on behalf of the DPI when I say this, that your partnership with the schools cannot be overemphasized. Having been a superintendent in a small rural school district for 12 years, that partnership in seeing students grow and thrive cannot be overstated. It's just incredible. And I'm so excited to see what the next 25 years of this project has in store for the community, the region, and the young kids and older adults that it's going to serve. So thank you again for having me.
Over 3 years ago, the city of Richmond issued a competitive request for proposals to see if there was interest from the private sector in partnering with us on this project. As we went through multiple rounds of interviews and presentations, there was one team that rose to the top, 360 Real Estate Solutions. We couldn't ask for a better partner on this journey. I sincerely thank them for sharing our vision, having the patience to not just get the project done fast, but to get the project done right, and for choosing our community. The team at 360 literally opened their doors to us to show us firsthand their properties. We made trips to La Crosse and Onalaska and River Falls. We've gotten to know their team on a first-name basis, and many of them are here today. Marvin and Michelle, Jeremy, Louise, Kevin. We've had countless calls, Zoom meetings, in-person meetings over the past 3 years to get this project to the finish line. 360 brings over 25 years of experience, and they have an extensive portfolio of successful and award-winning residential and commercial projects, and their attention to detail and intentionality in creating great spaces is second to none. Their interest in this project stems from their belief that everything they do must positively impact the community, the neighborhood, the customer, and 360 team members. I'm confident that they're going to be a great member of our community and that the residences here are going to be in high demand and that they're going to meet the housing needs of our growing community. Please give a warm welcome to Jeremy Novak of 360.
Thank you, Noah. So there's not a lot left to be said. To be honest with you, there's all the people who have spoken here today really have summed up, I think, the point of this project, which is about relationships. It's about community impact, and really, we're just excited to be a part of it. And when we first got started down the path with the city of New Richmond, we went through numerous interviews. We had several community engagement meetings, number of trips up here, and then things changed a little bit. So we kind of had to take a pause, and to Noah's point, where we're more concerned with getting this project and getting it done right than doing it quickly. I know there was a lot of people that were wondering what was going on for a couple years here. Inflation hit, interest rates went up, things we had to pivot and just continue to grind through this. Many of you may not know this, but Noah likes to run marathons as a hobby. And marathons are challenging. It takes a lot of preparation, a lot of perseverance, and a lot of people to help you get to the finish line. This project, as you've heard, was really a marathon for the city of New Richmond. And as everybody's mentioned, it's been a collaborative effort. It's been really beneficial for us as a group to be a part of this. We're grateful to be here. And I just need to, again, thank the people of New Richmond ultimately for allowing us to be a part of this project. We, as Noah mentioned, we don't like to do things unless they have a positive impact on the community, the neighborhood, the people that are going to reside there or work there, and then our team. And so this one is really a showcase legacy project that the city of New Richmond should be proud to have in their community. To my knowledge, there's not many communities in Wisconsin that have housing combined with a library. The only area that I know of, or city, is the city of Milwaukee. And part of that is they're challenging with their density and their land. They don't have a lot of land. And so when this first came about, we thought, wow, this is a really unique project that we'd love to be a part of. Just as a quick aside, the apartments that are going to be here are going to be the quantity. There's going to be 9 townhomes really on the site that we're sitting on right now. There's going to be 69 apartments above the library on floors 2 through 4. And I know that there was, early on, there was some tension and some discussion around having apartments above the library. But I think it's really important to understand the need for housing right now across the state in a lot of communities. And these apartments are going to be people's homes. And we've already had numerous phone calls where people are excited to be living in this property because of the fact that it has a library as an amenity. We chose to call these residences Archway Residences because of the bridge and the connections that it's going to have between the center and the hockey arena and the downtown with the library underneath it. This is going to be literally a legacy project that the city of New Richmond is going to be hopefully proud of for many, many years to come. We thank you for letting us be a part of this, and enjoy the rest of the day.
We know that great public places also have good food and beverages. As we solicited feedback from the community, there was a lot of interest in further exploring the idea of having a small retail space for a coffee shop or a small retail business. As we researched this idea further and we spoke with interested parties, it became very clear that we were onto something, and this could be a win-win for the library and for a small business owner. And so we incorporated a space on our preliminary floor plan and our final floor plan. And we were thrilled to recently announce that we are partnering with Jeweltown Roastery and the Renholt family as they will be opening their second location in our new library after they've grown their business and have had much success over the past 6 years in Star Prairie. Please join me in welcoming our final speaker today, Hannah Renholt of Jeweltown Roastery.
Sorry, I was standing in the shade. Thank you all for being here and enduring the sunshine. It's a lovely day. As Noah said, my name's Hannah, and I, along with my brother Quinn and the rest of our family, who you may have encountered in the back tent there, own and operate Jeweltown up in Star Prairie. And I thought I'd tell you a little bit about how we came to be here in this area. We are not from here, but a number of years ago, we came to a farm dinner at one of the local farms up in Amory with some friends, and we all had to pass through Star Prairie to get there. And we came in separate cars, and Quinn lived in a different area, and Quinn's worked in coffee a long time. I was sort of toying with this idea of maybe I want to own a business. That sounds kind of cool and kind of interesting. And we all passed by our antique building that was for sale, and separately all had these thoughts of, well, that's kind of cute. Like, this is a little pass-through town. Everybody has to go this way, you know. We didn't talk to each other at that time, but then, a few weeks later, we all came together and realized we had all been having similar thoughts about the same space that was for sale, and, what could we do with that, and how could we go into a coffee business together. So we decided to go with our gut, and we bought the building in October of 2018. We opened for business 10 days later. So we had we were ready. Quinn and his partner, and put a lot of work in. I was painting the sign in the dark by headlamp. And now next month we will be celebrating 6 years. We will have a party. Thank you. There will be costumes. There always is. If you haven't been to our Halloween party, you should definitely join us. And so we were not on the hunt for a second location, but we've always kind of had different ideas about what a second location might look like, or how we might expand and what that would be. But when we heard that they were interested, the city, in the new library having a coffee space, we all had that sort of same, wow, this could be really cool. That feels like a really exciting thing that might be the right fit for us. And so we are just so incredibly excited to be partnering with the city of New Richmond, and opening a second location here soon. And we still have a ton of goodies and coffee, and so please take some before you leave, and thank you for having us. And we're so thrilled, so thank you.
I'd like to thank all of the local businesses who contributed items for the gift baskets that we have for some of our guest speakers today, as well as all of our project partners and the staff who helped make today's event possible. As construction continues over the coming months, I encourage you all to follow the library website, newrichmondlibrary.org/building, for construction photos and updates. There will also be information available on our website in a brochure later this fall about ways to contribute financially to the project if you feel inspired to do so. You also can speak with 360 today if you're interested, or if you know someone who has ever dreamed of living above a library in a coffee shop in a great neighborhood in a great community. Finally, there's a quote from R. David Lankus, who's a well-known professor and nationally recognized advocate for libraries, which I especially like. He said, "Bad libraries build collections, good libraries build services, great libraries build communities." This is a really cool project, and like all of you, I'm excited to see how this is going to continue to build our community for years to come. With that being said, I'd like to thank you all for attending today's program. I hope you'll take some time to enjoy some refreshments, visit with one another. And at this time, I'd like to invite our speakers this morning to join me for the very first of what will probably be several photos that will be taken to celebrate the groundbreaking. So thank you again all for coming.